Okay, the recording is going on right now.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Keith Cooke, who was Reptile in the 1995 Mortal Kombat film, and um, was also Sub-Zero in its sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and did stunts for that as well. Let me be the first to say thank you for doing this interview.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Because it's always fun to interview someone who's involved in the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yeah. Cool.
I believe the first question would be, how did you get cast in the movies?
The first one, I've talked about this in some other interviews. I actually was auditioning for Liu Kang, but obviously I didn't get it. And it was Robin who brought me on to they had already finished all the principal photography, and I think they had, a rough cut of the movie, and they felt like it needed more action. And so that's when they did the Scorpion fight and the Reptile fight at the Van Nuys Airport. We shot in they built sets for those fights in a airplane hangar at the Van Nuys Airport, and we shot that after. And I think it was just solely because Robin, said he wanted to fight me. So that's how. And we go way back. We've known each other for a long time, and we've trained together a lot. So, and we're good friends, and that's why he reached out to me, and so I owe him big. Of course, I was very appreciative that he did that, and it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed that a lot. I was just looking at I have a few slides that were taken on the set, and one of them is of me and Robin, behind the scenes. We're rehearsing, and Jeff Imada is standing there, who was the stunt coordinator, and I'm going to try to post that, but I have to get it, it's a slide, so I have to get it digitized or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably send that to me, and I can later on add that in post production, when I do the documentary, I could post that up.
Okay.
Afterwards, if
yeah.
Where I scan it, and then you could send it to me, and I could post it during the interview,
yeah,
are discussing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I usually put unedited versions of the interviews on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay.
That way, it gives the viewers a taste of things to come.
Right on.
Let's see here. Did you ever play any of the games before or after doing the movies?
I did, but not that much. I have a son who's 22 now, and he played him more than I did, and he would kick my ass. So, but yeah, I played him a little bit. Not that much. I'm not much of a video game guy, but I had to play it because because of the movie. Yeah.
Who did you enjoy playing as more, Reptile or Sub-Zero?
Okay. I like both of them. I would say I enjoyed the Reptile one more because we had more time to rehearse and shoot the scene and choreograph it and all that stuff. And it was a very cool set. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy working with Robin. And the Sub-Zero one was great too. One of the problems with that was that bridge, in order to make it look like ice, they poured salt all over it. So it's kind of like fighting in the sand, where it's kind of slippery and it's hard to jump and stuff like that. But one of the things I really enjoyed rehearsing that fight, because I did the fight with JJ Perry. Do you know JJ?
I don't know him personally, but
Okay.
I know he was Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat Conquest. He also did like he was Scorpion in Annihilation and Cyrax in Annihilation.
Right. And that was why I had to rehearse that scene with Ray Park. You know who Ray Park is?
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And he also did.
So,
I mean, he also did James Remar's stunts, and he was also one of the Reptile. I mean, one of the Barack, like one of the Tarkatans.
yeah. Well, he's a tremendous guy. He's a really nice guy. I mean, both those guys are tremendous martial artists, but it was interesting. I rehearsed the whole time with Ray Park because at that time, JJ was shooting what was it called again? C-Rex or whatever it was called, the other part. And so he was shooting that so he couldn't rehearse uh, the Scorpion part. So I was rehearsing it with Ray Park, and then had to shoot it with JJ, who is also a tremendous martial artist. Both
Mm-hmm.
those guys, they're really, really good martial artists. So it's fun. It's fun to work with them and stuff.
Yeah. Um. One. Um. I was wondering, did you have to switch your martial art style when you, like, did you do one form of martial arts for Reptile and another one for Sub-Zero?
Well, I mean, I think what ends up happening is, because they're different characters, the choreography gets adapted for the character, for whatever the character is. And so I think it was different, and the fact that I think Robin had a really, and the director had a strong vision for that fight scene. And so I think there were differences. And I would say, just in observing afterwards the results, that the Reptile character seemed more like sort of a little more kung fu style to it, and I like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that fight. I'm really proud of that fight.
And also, if you look at like if you were to look at the background, it's an homage to like the from a stage from the second video game.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Do you own any props or costumes from the show? I mean, from the movies?
No. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Um,
Um, that would have been cool. Yeah. I think
do you,
they needed to keep everything because in case of reshoots or sequels or whatever. I don't know.
yeah. What were the costumes like? Like what was the
Well,
like?
basically, they were very similar in that you wear basically like a body suit, kind of like just a thing that's very tight to your body, but it's very stretchy, so you can move, and then you put that, the vinyl thing over it. It seems sort of like leather, but I'm pretty sure it was vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And they were fine. They were easy to move in. They were lightweight, and
Mm-hmm.
flexible. And
Yeah.
so it was good. It wasn't too hot or uncomfortable or anything. So it was good.
Um, what was the director of the second film, John Leonetti,
Yeah.
like on set with the actors and yourself?
Oh, he was really, really nice. You know, he just uh, really calm, open-minded, and I think it was his first time directing a movie. You know, he was obviously he was the DP on the first one,
Hmm.
um, and so he's very uh, knows how he wants things lit. He knows how he wants things to look. You know,
Hmm.
and as far as I mean, I just remember him being having good relationship with the actors. You know, mutual respect. I never remember him yelling at anyone or anything like that. Um, yeah, and um, I only had the one acting scene,
Hmm.
so um, he was pretty wanted me not to blink. He didn't think that Sub-Zero would blink. So
Well, we could understand for Reptile, but Sub-Zero, come on.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, Sub-Zero is human, and Reptile's of another species.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm surprised that they didn't even decide to use contacts for that.
yeah. For Reptile,
Yeah,
yeah, that would
they
have
did for Scorpion.
made make your eyes, yeah, like Scorpion, yeah, look more like a reptile eyes, yeah,
Yeah, like a monitor lizard,
yeah,
or like a raptor, which is basically what Reptile is.
yeah, yeah.
Um, well, um, let's see here. Trying to think here. Um, like, what was the professionalism like on the set for the first film?
It was very professional, like I said, Jeff Imada was there as a stunt coordinator, and Paul Anderson is just a very professional guy. Obviously had a strong vision.
Hmm.
Um, you know,
Wanted to make sure that it was true to the game.
yeah, and I think he struck me as a very smart guy. And it was just a great person to work with. And a very professional environment.
Hmm.
Including John Leonetti, who was there. So is really really a good experience because most of the movies I've worked on, besides Beverly Hills Ninja, and some of the movies that I've had, I mean, like most martial arts movies that I work on are very low budget, and
Hmm.
so you're dealing with a lot of time constraints. A lot of times you're rehearsing a fight, choreographing, rehearsing a fight, shooting a fight in half a day, doing all of that in half a day.
Wow.
And whereas on Mortal Kombat, we would get more rehearsal time and more on both of them because they had bigger budgets, and they were
Right.
more, yeah,
But it to look true to the games and with no foul ups or anything like that.
yeah, yeah. It was important. I
Yeah.
don't know how they do it with, the TV shows and stuff because generally in TV you move a little faster too. So
Yeah. And also, I remember when you made your like big appearance as Sub-Zero. You were like basically on some rigging, sliding down like what was like a
right,
big long piece of pole made out of ice,
yeah, yeah.
and you can actually see some of that rigging if you look carefully.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
haven't looked that carefully. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, definitely.
Was that like on like kind of like a zip line?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's one way to make it like seem fluid, like you're sliding on ice.
yeah, yeah. Um, and the bridge, that was
Hmm.
pretty cool. the bridge, how it breaks away. Yeah, yeah,
After all, it's supposed to be made of ice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you keep in contact with any of the cast members?
Well, we've had these Mortal Kombat screenings, and stuff from Movie Guy, and so I would see like I've seen Sandra Hess
Mm-hmm.
a few times, and but don't really stay in regular contact with anyone except Robin.
Uh, what do you like most about being a part of the Mortal Kombat franchise?
Um, I think what it is just the fan base. There's so many people who love it because of the video game, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the only movies that I've done that have that, and I think it's just awesome because uh, the movies will last forever, and when they make another Mortal Kombat movie, I think the popularity of the first two will go up again.
Mm-hmm.
And people just still love it, and so it's pretty awesome that it has that long shelf life,
That longevity.
and the popularity that's built from you know having those awesome video games. Even though I didn't play them very much, they're they're really cool games. I thought they were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why this movie just has a built-in popularity that's just always going to be there.
Mm-hmm. And fortunately, there is going to be a new movie coming out next year, supposedly.
Yeah,
Provided that.
I don't know much about that except I did look it up and saw, you know, the castings and stuff, and I don't know very many of those people, so
Yeah,
but
sure you
it
find
sounds
out.
like the guy who's directing it is a young director, who has done commercials and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds, I mean, I think it's got a really good potential.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we haven't seen set pictures or like any of the costumes.
Yeah. Well, have they already shot it?
It's in
Post
like
production?
post production right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're hoping to release it in January of next year,
Okay.
provided that the whole thing with COVID is done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that about does it.
Okay.
I want once again thank you for agreeing to do this interview.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, and let me just stop the recording here.